Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tactics Ogre Reborn. We're going to do a series on this. It's a little bit different. Normally, you see me playing survival games and such, but hopefully, this will all work out and you guys will have fun with this. We're going to watch the opening real quick. It's going to give us a little bit of a history lesson to know what's going on. We're just going to let the opening start here. And then I'm going to disappear and we're going to get right into it. So let's go ahead and just let this go through. So the major goal with this playthrough is going to be basically to just take it easy and casual and go through the story and let people explore the story with me that may not, particularly like tactics games or games where they might struggle. I'll be teaching a little bit as we go along, but for the most part, this is for everybody to enjoy the game, whether or not you're good at tactics games.
The Valerian Isles, jewels of the Ibero Sea. Long a center of naval commerce, the people here have struggled throughout history for dominion over these shores. Finally, there rose a man to put an end to this conflict, Ogre Reborn. History would know him as the Dynast King. Ogre took the disparate races of men calling the islands home and united them as one. He encouraged marriage between clans, forging bonds to strengthen his newborn kingdom. For fully half a century, the Dynast King reigned, and Valeria knew prosperity. But the embers of discord smoldered. Upon the death of the king, Abuna Branton Morn incited the ruling Buckram to declare the independence of their royal city of Hyde. Yet the schemings of the Abuna had only just begun. Backed by the Holy Lodician Empire to the north, Branton created the Buckram Valerian Kingdom, naming himself as regent. He would have seen his rule span the Isles were it not for Lanselot Tartaros, High Champion of the Dark Knights of Lodis. Lanselot warned against such reckless expansion, and reluctantly, Branton reined in his troops. This left two clans to vie for supremacy in the south, the Galgastani and the Wallister. 7 men in 10 were Galgastani, and on order of Hierophant Leandor Balbatos, the Galgastani declared blood war against the weaker Wallister in a move to claim the south as their own. Valeria watched as the wholesale slaughter of the Wallister race began. Duke Judah Ronway led the Wallister in resistance. They were far outmatched. In the span of half a year, they had been brought to their knees. Balbatos proclaimed the kingdom of Galgastan, and with it an official end to the blood war. But these things would bring no end to Wallister suffering. A piecemeal resistance continued, yet with their duke in chains, efforts flagged. The remaining Wallister were confined to a small province allotted them by Balbatos and the Galgastani. There, the survivors resigned themselves to eke out such life as they could. Victory begets peace, and for once, the battlefields of Valeria stood silent. Yet none believed the calm would last.
Alrighty, I hope you guys enjoy that little history lesson. The three major takeaways from that is one, there is King Dorgaloa. He was the king that kind of brought the whole island together. He died, and then there was a big fucking war for secession. Second part, the Galgastani and the Wallister kind of went head to head, but the Galgastani outnumbered them severely and kind of just put the Wallister down almost full ethnic cleansing style and just kind of put us off on one little peninsula and a few other places as well. And then the last takeaway we should take is that Duke Ronway is held captive, and spoiler alert, we're going to be playing as Wallisters, and Our first order of business is going to be getting the Duke alive and well and safe. So, let's go ahead and hop right in. I'm going to make a little break here just to make sure that all that came out all right. Looks like everything's going good now. My mouth wasn't moving previously, so we fixed that. So let's just hop right into the new game. It's an age of war. The wheel begins to turn. Chosen child, when were you born? So we're going to go ahead and use my actual birth date, August 29th. 23rd of Dark Scale. So Vatero are a big inspiration and honestly plot element to the game. So we're going to answer 5 tarot questions, just to kind of get a feel for who we are, and that's going to actually inform our stats. So we pulled number 11, which is Justice. Truth is an exacting ally. How would you bring together 2 disparate clans? I personally would do diplomacy. The Hierophant, number 5. Order is a golden shackle. Of the many evils men do, which is the most damning? Now, personally, I don't like deceiving others, but I can understand how that might be necessary. Stealing from others is something that I can understand to be necessary, but when it comes to sacrificing others, I think that's like lying and stealing are one thing, but when it comes to sacrificing the life of another, I think that's probably the one that damns you the most. And by what I mean by damning is not that you should be so heavily judged. I just believe that like it takes a certain toll on your soul. Number 7, the Chariot, means and ends. How do you define victory? To me, vanquishing my foes is important and ending the conflict is important, but overall, the preservation of my allies is the most important thing, because otherwise, I won't have anyone to stand with me on the next conflict. Number 6, for lovers, look to the man in the mirror. What do you seek in a lover? I believe wealth and power and youth and beauty are all well and good if they come naturally, and you know, you luck out in that regard, but I will always take wisdom and ability over those. And last but not least, for Fool, you're about to embark on a long journey. Whom do you want at your side? I would definitely go with my beloved, who is also a very deep friend of mine. So we'll choose that. All right. So we're going to get to choose our goddess, which informs our main character's basic element. There's kind of a pecking order for elements. So I believe it kind of goes in order from here. So water is weak to lightning, which is weak to ground, which is weak to air, which is weak to ice, which is weak to fire, and then back around again. So yeah, I think what we'll do is Denim is going to become a rune fencer for us. Spoiler alert. And I think we'll have him be probably spear. No, we'll make him lightning, and we'll make him sword user. And we're gonna go with Nesferat, goddess of lightning. And that'll make us weak to ground units and strong against water units. So, be cool. Which path will you walk? The curtain rises. I'm going to go ahead and pop out real quick and let you guys get to see the full cinematic without too much out in the way. Chapter 1. There is blood on my hands. How long will it till it lies on my heart?
It's as we heard, Denham. Lancelot's returned.
Then it's time. Right, sister?
Time to end this madness. We can't beat him, you know that.
What are you saying, Kashua? You'd have us pass up a chance like this?
It's foolishness to think the three of us might defeat the Dark Knights.
They're the ones who have been foolish, and we stand to gain.
Don't tell me you're scared. If you've lost your taste for blood, I'll do this myself.
That's enough, Vice. Let's go.
Vice is a bit of a douche. Just saying.
No, this won't end well. And what do we gain by taking their lives anyway?
Lancelot is captain of the Dark Knights, and they are the source of Barkram power. Kill Lancelot, and you remove one of the pillars supporting them. The Barkram will falter, if only for a moment. Yet that moment will be all the encouragement the Galgastani require. They want Valeria for their own.
The turmoil of the last war has only just settled. And you'd start another?
Are we Wallister so free of turmoil now, Kashua? We are less than vermin in their eyes. Insects to be crushed underfoot.
Vice has a point,
If war
but
begins anew, we'll die just the same.
so does Kashua.
Shh, they're here. We'll flank them. Denham, go round behind.
Right.
Okay, we're gonna do something kind of sneaky and funny. This fight is not meant for us to actually do anything. It's kind of a tutorial battle to just teach us how to move and do an action. But I like to do just throw a rock at the old man. All right, here we go. Our victim is right there. You see him? He was the last one to act. So on our team, however. So we're gonna move up here. We're gonna move Denham all the way up here. And first of all, we'll keep it slow for now. We're gonna cast a stone, and we're gonna hit the old man. And we apparently got a knockback, so that was awesome.
Who goes there?
My funny little thing to do. I've done this opening
Friends
so
of the Resistance, and no friends of yours.
I've done this opening so much that I have to find
The
reasons to make it fun for me.
I expected a warmer welcome than this. They're children.
Wait, do you even know who we are?
You're Lancelot, and that makes you my enemy.
Lancelot is my name, true. How is it that you know me?
How could I forget you? The Dark Knights laid torch to this town only a winter past.
The Dark Knights? But we come from the kingdom of New Zenobia to the east.
And Lancelot of the Dark Knights has but one eye. You have two.
One eye, you say? Would that he lacked my name as well. His reputation, it seems, does me no favors.
No marauding knights us, but mercenaries come looking for work.
I am Lancelot Hamilton, a holy knight of Zenobia.
And I am Canopus, the one they name Windcaller. Our aged companion here is...
The Starseer, Warren Oman, at your service.
Mearden Warhorn, a knight of Zenobia, as it please you.
Gildis is my name. There now, no need to be frightened.
I wasn't. I don't know what to say.
Forgive us, good knights. But perhaps this meeting might benefit us both. We have need of strength such as yours.
Ah, tell us your tale then. We are strangers in this land, and I would hear more of it.
Vice is my name. It would seem that you are not our enemy.
I am the Sybil Karshua, and this is my brother, Denon.
Okay, so this is the first of our decisions. Some of them have drastic measures in paths in the story. However, the beginning is going to be just how much of a dick do we want Denim to be. So I think we're gonna just be nice guy Denim. And what's funny is this does actually affect something in game. If you're a complete asshole, it'll change who you get as like generic units, their sexes and like what kind of makeup. I think if you go full asshole route, you actually get all females for your party. But we're not gonna bother with that. We're gonna be nice and get a mix of people and stuff like that. So I don't know what the developers are trying to say. There's also like a version of these answers. There's two questions basically, and the way you answer both of them kind of like stirs the pot and gives you a specific kind of gender setup for your beginning units. There is a way to get all males too, so I don't know exactly what the combination is. I just know that between the two answers, you know, that's what you get. So what we're gonna do is we're going to be a non-dick on the first question, and maybe we might be all like, oh, it's our responsibility, blah, 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 for the other question. But I honestly think we're just going to answer both nicely.
I'm Denon. Please, forgive our error.
Already forgotten. Though you did give us quite the surprise. Now, do you think we might talk somewhere out of this wretched heat?
We have just the place. It's not much, but it's secret, and it's safe. As it is, we lack swords enough to face the Galgastani. The Bakram share our deficit, a deficit they've remedied by joining forces with Lodis.
So Lodis sent them the Dark Knight's Loslorian.
Loslorian is an order under the direct command of High Priest Sardian, ruler of Lodis. They are said to be the greatest of the 16 orders and the High Priest's favorite besides. Yet he uses them not in open battle, but in shadows and secrecy. They are his ears and his dagger. They are as dark as their name.
And these Dark Knights, whatever you call them, are backing the Bakram, eh?
So, why are you come to our isles? Does Zenobia think to claim Valeria as her own? Do Lodis and Zenobia mean to bring their wars to our shores?
Enough, Vice.
Your question deserves an answer. We are Zenobian, after all. Yet we do not serve as knights of Zenobia. We were banished, cast out.
We're outlaws. No place waiting for us back home, eh?
We've come to find work, preferably of the well-paying variety.
I don't trust you, and I don't trust your story. This is our fight.
Vice, please. Lord Knight, you must forgive our passion.
There is nothing to forgive. Tell me, what will you do now?
For one, we have to get Duke Ronway out of Almorica.
Duke Ronway. He is your leader.
Not just us. He leads all the Wallister. The Galgastani hold him captive in their castle. They plan to execute him, if the rumors are to be believed. And we mean to stop them.
A duke? But if his purse matches his title, a little rescue work might be just the thing. How about it, Lanselot?
Look, I'm sorry for not trusting you. It's true that if we're to rescue the Duke, we're going to need help.
Then there's nothing to be gained jabbering on here, eh? To Almorica Castle.
Wait. The castle is well defended. A fight there would mean our deaths. And yours, Lord Knight. And I've seen enough of fighting. Enough of death.
What about you, Denham? Would you have our aid?
I'll be brutally honest. 3 against an army is not going to work, so we definitely need your help.
Without your help, the Duke is as good as dead.
Ah, then it's settled. We will prepare at once.
Why do you not heed me, brother? I know how you must feel. But what of my feelings? I don't want to lose you. Our father is dead. A hard truth, but a truth all the same. In all the world, you are the only one bound to me by blood. I couldn't bear to let you die. Forgive me. I know my words will not sway you. Only promise me. Promise you'll never leave your sister.
What's keeping you? Everyone's ready. You can't coddle him forever. He's no little boy anymore.
Do not speak to me of my brother. He does not share your lust for blood.
I have no love for war, but I'd sooner die on my feet than on my knees.
You would die on the backs of others.
You were the one who brought them in here, Kashua.
Because when I find a tool well suited for a job, I use it. At least one of us has the sense to recognize an opportunity. You should thank me.
Is that how you see people? As tools? I'd have expected more of a Sybil.
I only want to see an end of death.
So, as you can see, there's some character dynamic stuff going on. I have a personal opinion that they've been so long at war that certain aspects of her personality are starting to be highlighted and almost like pushed to the extreme. Vice is very abrasive and he seems to always want to fight about everything. Probably because his blood is running hot from the fact that they've basically been on the run and hiding, and he just wants to fight and kill the threat and move on. But he's getting to the point to where his rage is just so intense that someone's gonna blow. When it comes to Kashua, she's very much got the preservation of life and stuff going on and wanting to seem sweet and innocent, but as you can see, she's got a bit of a vindictive side and also is a little bit manipulative. So that's coming out in her personality, even though she probably would try to be sweet as she can be, just maybe a little bit misguided. Keep in mind, they're all teenagers right now, late teens, but still, we're going to go over that here in a second. But Denim, he seems to be very stoic and has gotten quieter, but when he speaks with authority and basically having the former person as your dad, the former priest basically as your dad, kind of gives you a little bit more of authority. But yeah, anyways, that's just my takeaway from what's going on with them. They're all young teenagers and they're all handling the stress of an invading army and their family and extended countrymen getting put down like basically like dogs whenever the Galgastani want to, is kind of taking a toll on their psyches. But Lanselot and his allies have joined as guests. So out of a theory crafting, we're going to talk about this a little bit. To move to a part of your town, well, I'm just going to skip over tutorial stuff because I know how to play. But what we will do is we're going to enjoy our little Warren report real quick. So this is kind of like an in-game encyclopedia for everything that's going on. The Wheel of Fortune kind of breaks down like what's happening in the greater like story. This is going to fill out as things go along, and we can go back and look at events and how we could have done things differently. Tidings is basically different cutscenes that we've already seen, although sometimes secret cutscenes will appear that they kind of just skipped over, or you'll have to come back and check out how certain things resolve themselves. So the Warren Report also has topics of discussion, that is basically the news. So we're going to go over those real quickly. Anniversary celebrations. On the first God scale, the Bakram Valerian Kingdom celebrated the second anniversary of its founding. So that would probably be 2 years after they've established themselves. Festivities were held across time to mark the occasion. Regent Branton Morn, who leads the Blackroom Valerian Kingdom, announced plans to mend damage done to the Hanging Gardens in the war. So we know that the Hanging Gardens was damaged. We know that Branton Morn seems to be trying to have some, festivities to just let the Bakram people know that he's planning to, heal some of the damage done. So during the procession, 5 perish. A great tragedy has taken place during the Bakram Valerian Kingdom Founding Day celebrations. A procession of Dark Knights Lanselot has met ambush. None of the Dark Knights were harmed, but a number of onlookers were caught in the conflict. 5 were killed, another 21 injured. It is not known who instigated the attack. So I don't know exactly what happened here, but what I'm thinking is this is the storyteller's way of letting us know that if we had met the Dark Knights, not only would we have died, but several people around us would have died as well. So we really lucked out bumping into the wrong group of knights, basically. I think that's the takeaway from that story. So Duke's execution draws near. The Kingdom of Galgastan has announced that Duke Ronway is to be executed in the coming days. The former leader of the Wallister Resistance has been held at Almorca Castle since his defeat several months past. So yeah, that's our current mission. Oh, and we have one last one. Zenobia on the march. It has come to light that the knights seen recently in the vicinity of Goliath, which is where we're at, hail from the kingdom of New Zenobia to the east. We've met them. Some fear they may be scouts for a coming invasion because Zenobia and I don't know where exactly they are on the map, but Zenobia and Lotus are both kingdoms from a different continent. So we're kind of on a isolated island dealing with our own shit, basically. Some fear they may be scouts for a coming invasion, though they deny any such charge. They've taken up with a band of rebels, that's us, and a close eye will be kept on their conduct. So that's the news, and then we have the people. We're gonna go ahead and go over everything. Anytime there's a new entry, we'll try to, after the battle or before the battle, go over things. So sometimes these will update, but for right now, Denim is 18. His last name's Pavel. He's a Wallister hailing from Goliath. This is our main character. His father, Prancet, was taken away by the Dark Knights when they attacked Goliath a year earlier. Denim rallied to the cause of the Wallister resistance, harrying Bakram and Galgastani forces together with his sister, Kachua, and his friend, Vice. So, Vice, Bozek is his last name. A Wallister hailing from Goliath, who grew up with Denim. He's also 18. His father was slain a year ago when the Dark Knights Lanselot attacked Goliath. With his mother already dead, he was left an orphan. So he lost his mother early on, and he lost his dad when the Dark Knights attacked a year ago. So he's pretty much lost his whole family, and the only two people he really has is Denim and Kachua. He came to deeply resent the Bakram and the Galastani for their oppression of the Wallister, and has resolved to fight for his people's freedom. So that's where Vice's head is right now. That's why he's so pissed off all the time. Kachua is Denim's sister. She's a year older than us, or than him. She's also got the last name of Pavel. She's a Wallister hailing from Goliath. She is sister to Denim. After the Dark Knights attacked her hometown, she joined Denim and Vice in striking back at their oppressors. So she is trained to be a priestess, but that's what a Sibyl is a priestess in this story, in this continuity. But she's even joining the fight at this point. As Kashua's mother died when she was young, she assumed a maternal role in the family. Her father, Prancet, has trained her in the ways of a Sibyl. So yeah, she's basically a priestess. So Lanselot Hamilton, not to be confused with Lanselot Tartaros, he's 38. He's a Zenobian born in the city of Valna and Charlom, who formerly captained the Dark Knight of the Holy Knights of the Kingdom of New Zenobia. He was stripped of his status and banished by King Tristan for misconduct of his knights. He now roams with a small band of fellow knights seeking mercenary work. Warren Oman, he's 63. He's got an unknown origin. He led the mages regiment for New Zenobia, and he's more prophet than a teller of fortunes. Canopus Wolf, he's a Zenobian from the city of Peshawal, and Charlom, who once captained the Beast Legion of the Kingdom of New Zenobia. He appears young in his years, but as winged folk live thrice the age of men. But he is in fact many years Lancelot's senior. In spite of this, he acts every bit the youth he appears to be. He's actually 48, even though he looks, if we divide by 3, that's math. He looks a little bit older than Thrice, but I'd say he'd probably be in his early 20s. Myrddin Wallhorn, he's age 28. Yeah, roughly around this, but maybe a little younger looking. He's a Zenobian born in the Dalmund city of Kunsh, which was once served, and who once served with the Holy Knights. He was banished. So Myrddin is a man of few words. Womenfolk hoping to be wooed by the handsome warrior are left disappointed, as he can manage little more than a smile. Gildas and Myrddin are chalk and cheese. So even though they work so well together and are so close, the two of them can be any more different. And so we learn that Gildas is 32, Gildas W. Byrne, or Byron. I don't know exactly how you pronounce that. So he's a Zenobian born in the Highland city of Xandu, who once served with the Holy Knights. He's a lover of drink and women. Chivalry is not his strong point. However, he's also a dependable comrade who fights with great skill. So this is Branton. He's age 49. He's a Bakram who serves as a regent. Following the death of King Dorgala, he aspired to rule all of Valyria himself. Although once a Mirabuna in the Order of Philaha, which is like the kind of like the Jesus of this religion and goddesses and deities and stuff like that, he rose to become an exarch and used his position in the church to intervene in the power struggle caused by the lack of a successor. So you got your old church interfering with the rule of the land. He consolidated his political power by courting the favor of the noble and the wealthy. He's backed by the military might of Lotus, so Lotus has got their hands in the Bakram pie. He established himself as regent. The kingdom is headed by the heir of House Eltnaha due to their blood ties to King Vernada, but it is Branton who rules. So Branton's pretty much just taken over and runs the show, basically. And then Luandar Babatos. He is age 43. I don't know why I said his name like that. But after war broke out, he established a realm ruled by the descendant of Count Orlandu, a former Lord of Coridani. He installed himself as regent under a pretense of guiding the young lord. He started the blood war to suppress the Wallister and take the southern half of Valyria. Within a few months, he crushed the Wallister forces and captured Duke Wanway. Even fellow Gagastani voiced concern at his high-handed policies, but all were soon silenced. He is a ruthless and calculating man. If I had to like associate Leandar with anyone, he's probably sort of like a Putin-esque sort of character. He thinks he's right, and he's going to basically crush any dissent that appears. And yeah. Judo Ronway, his age is 52. He's a former Wallister lord. On the onset of war, he led the beleaguered Wallister people and the resistance of Galgastan. They fought resolutely for many months before facing defeat, unable to match the might of the opposing armies. The Duke is currently held prisoner in Almorca, and rumor has it his execution draws near. Prancet, that's Denham's dad, 46. Former Rabuna from a small church on the outskirts of Goliath, who was father to Denham. He was carried off during the Lothlorien attack on the city. He is thought to have been murdered at their hands. And we have a couple final ones. Dorgala Obera Valeria. He's a Bakram who once ruled the kingdom of Valyria. He united the scattered dominions of Valyria through his great vision and public favor. Upon becoming king, he sought to end hostilities between the various factions. He left no successor, and war soon broke out in Valyria following his death. And then lastly, Lanselot Tartaros, age 38. He's the High Champion of the Dark Knights Lothlorien. He was sent to Valyria when a secret treaty was forged between the Holy Ludician Empire and the Bakram leader Branton. The Dark Knights report directly to High Priest Sardian, and Lancelot is thought to be his top lieutenant. So he's got his best guy over here to fix this situation. So We won't go over the play guide or the basics because I know them probably by heart, but we are going to just go through them real quick and just get the new sticker to go away because that drives me nuts. So we're going to check in every once in a while. It's going to keep track of all of our stats. We've been 30 minutes at it already, Jesus Christ. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and we can't do much with our party yet, and we can't really shop. But we're going to go ahead and just do our little siege of Almorica, and we're going to go right into it.
Hey, you're the rebels what been hiding out in Goliard. Here to save your duke, is it? There's 2,000 Goth on that one's head, boys. Half the purse to him what brings him down.
Well, I guess we got a little bit of notoriety as a rebel group. If we have a price on our head by Galveston.
A narrow stream, scarce one pace across. Easily jump this. Watch. But look before, nah. You can only jump to ground of the same height or lower.
We're gonna speed up the combat.
One of the
That way it
women,
moves a
like
little
me,
faster.
Moves with no heed of height or terrain. Even so, rushing in alone without someone to watch your back is asking for an early grave.
This is kind of how they do a tutorial at the beginning couple missions. They just have people talk to you.
Always keep a close watch on the action to see who will move next. Avoid unnecessary actions and keep speed on your side. The distance a unit moves and the actions it takes determine how long it must wait to move again. The order in which units act is called the attack turn. Keep a close eye on this. You can sort units by order of attack turn to quickly tell which unit will move next.
When a unit's turn comes round, you can command it to move, act, or use skills. What's more, you can issue these commands in any order you see fit. Think on your choice as well. The command to move can be cancelled at any time. If you find a unit out of range for a planned attack, try moving it to a different location.
Units begin battle with no MP, that being the font of all magical power. Units accumulate MP gradually over time. Powerful magic requires greater amounts of MP.
That's kind of a difference
So think
between
ahead
this game and
before
other
casting a
games.
spell.
Stuff like your tactics, Final Fantasy Tactics and stuff like that. You start with a full round of MP and you can just blast your most powerful skills. And this one you actually have to build up MP. So, okay, we're gonna move ahead and get a secret item. Magic Leaf. Those are pretty rare in this version of the game. Basically,
Skills are divided into 4 broad categories: action, support, auto, and special. Units learn skills as they gain levels, according to their class. That just now was meditate, an auto skill. Auto skills will sometimes take effect before your turn comes around. Use this to your advantage.
so all the magical items are rare like that because they wanted you to like not break the game by like chugging a bunch of leaves that give you MP and just going crazy. They're a little bit more rare for those edge cases where you need it like right away.
Assign spells to your units from the party screen. Be sure that you don't forget.
You'll need a class mark in order to change a unit's class. Some class marks can be found for sale in shops, but not all are to be had so easily. A unit's level doesn't change when they change classes, so if one class isn't working out, A new line of work may be in order.
That's how it used to be in the
There's no
PSP
reason
version.
to go making things harder on yourself than they already are.
They're kind of making a joke of their own expense because they had it that way in the PSP
To use
version.
common consumables, such as Mendleaf in battle, you'll have to prepare before you're on the field. Up to 4 may be ready. Best choose them with your unit's needs in mind.
Take heed of the enemy's element before striking. There are 8 in all. Air, earth, lightning, water, fire, ice, light, and darkness. Each element has its strength. Air against earth and so on. It can be enough to give you the edge you need.
Each unit has a level, but so does your party. Your party's level will rise as you lead them to victory in the stages to come. And remember, a unit can't advance beyond the level of the party.
But you can recruit people who are a higher level than your party. That is a little sneaky thing you can do sometimes.
One whisper of Ronway's execution and out you come, bold as you please. A rat can smell a trap, but not all rebels, huh? High time we were rid of your lot.
I love this dude's accent.
Support skills are just that, skills that provide some passive benefit to the user. When I move, you'll notice yellow points of light near me on the ground.
If you're worried that every battle's gonna be like this, it's not the case. This is just the opening tutorial battle.
This is a support skill called Rampart Aura. Any foes entering the range of the aura will be unable to move further until their next turn. Some support skills hinder the enemy's movement, while others might grant enhanced strength.
Rampart Aura is
Consider
fucking
well
amazing.
your class and lay of the battlefield when choosing which to use.
Especially when you get it upgraded and it has better ranks, you can get a wider extension. A couple knights can like lock down an entire fucking push. Alright, let's move forward again. And end our turn, and get another hidden item. I kind of place them at the full extent so that way you can learn that there's items on the map and stuff like that.
A trap, and we walked right into it.
Trap or no, we fight or we die. I've never let a Galgastani get the better of me, and I don't mean to start today.
Focus, Vice. Our first duty is to save the Duke.
Don't lecture me on duty. Your only duty is to stay alive.
Yeah, he's lashing
You should
out.
not speak to Denham so. He was only trying to help.
So the items that we pick up are not going to be anything too crazy. They're going to mostly be like consumables and stuff that we use to craft things with.
Wait, you're no Wallisters. I know a man from Lotus when I see one.
So Lotus and Zenobia, I think, are kind of on the same continent. That's why he's making that comment. It's probably because the Kingdom of New Zenobia is kind of considered to be like a rebel country. I'm not too sure. I know that the other games exist and like the Zenobians are from another game actually technically, but I haven't played that game.
Are you all right, Denham? You shouldn't let Vice get to you.
I'm fine, sister. Back to the battle.
Sorry, my avatar does weird stuff when I drink something. Alrighty, so we have our first chance to actually do a fighting. Here's Denham. And he's a good guy. He's got a sword. We can use his sword. Alright, so let's take a look. We got Hildegard, she's at 187. We can turn our map like this and see other people. Honestly, we can't get to that mage, unfortunately, so our only real option is this warrior right here. We're gonna hit her, and we'll call that turn. Bison's getting himself beat up a little bit. I probably should have read that off. Sometimes when you cast spells, there's like little flavor text for incantation, which is really nice. We're all still far away from hitting anyone, so we're just gonna come over to the boss and put a smackdown on him instead. Just to get our sword skill up a little bit. It's okay if a boss picks up something, or if an enemy picks it up, as long as we kill them, we still get the stuff that they picked up and stole from us. Alright, we're almost fair. I think I might actually be able to get the kill. Awesome. Goodbye, Bapal. You were a boss.
Looks like our luck has turned.
Alrighty, that was our first fight. I'm actually going to end the episode right after this, when we're about to do the second battle in the siege. This has gotten really long, and I'm sorry that it was just a tutorial battle and a lot of story stuff. But I didn't want it to go for too long. I want to keep these episodes around 30 minutes or so. Hopefully under an hour.
The way inside is clear. Stay on guard.
Leave the heavy lifting to us, Denham. Cover our flank. That's all we ask.
Alrighty. We'll catch them next time. Y'all take care. See you in episode 2.